I'm nervous how this is gonna go recording it.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Because everybody's voice acted, so everybody talks, and I don't want to necessarily talk over them, but I'm probably going to. So, get ready.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
He said it. He said the thing.
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you.
Okay, so I don't think Monokuma can lie.
Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it?
Okay.
By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry.
Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Like they're always they abide by the rules, but you have to read the rules very carefully.
I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You hate me that much?
Yep.
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
Compile evidence. Debate. Mikan, you did it. I'm sorry.
Then
Get
let's
out.
just settle this with our fists.
That's like the most I've heard Akane talk. That's crazy.
Were you even listening to the rules?
Yeah.
Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
No.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
I agree.
Huh? What does that mean?
I agree. He didn't do it.
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds? Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds?
It's so weird hearing them all be fully voice acted. I'm expecting my voice to come out. That's so weird.
Found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath the table.
I agree. But I think he went under there to hide, but also
Then, let's start with that mystery.
the lamp, the thing my hero drew. What is the purpose of that? Oh, hey, I do get to talk. The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. Start with that, but ultimately, need to find out who murdered him. We can't do that. Ugh. No. Thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what. So, the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. I almost did the nastiest bletcher of my life. That was gonna be bad. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. Hey, come on. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. I love the gameplay, man. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak to one another without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. Let me guess, you're gonna give me one truth bullet? Like, at the end of the game, the truth bullets are so nuts. You have, like, 5. And sometimes it's so easy, but sometimes it's just like, what are you talking about? This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. I get to shoot their lies with my gun. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to move the reticle, then fire using the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so be careful. If you press options during these arguments, you can review the controls. Good luck! Have fun! Oh, my favorite part! Alright, what is it? Knife, table, gaps, and floor. Okay. Got it.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
Well, we're trying to find out.
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
Uh-huh.
After the killer murdered Byakuya...
Oh, I can slow down time.
The body there.
Huh? Why? Obviously by hiding the body. They tried to delay its discovery. Like a dog burying a bone!
What he just said was strange. It clearly contradicts the information I
Where
know.
was Byakuya? They probably moved the body.
Wrong!
No, that's wrong.
I knew I had it on the second go-around. I was like, wait, how do you switch bullets?
I don't think the killer moved the body.
Uh-huh.
Huh? Why?
They didn't. There was only a bloodstain underneath
Try to
the
remember
table.
what the body looked like when we found it under the table.
Correct. They didn't move him.
Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
Mm-hmm. He bled out there.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Aw, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
Nope, you actually were, like, gaslighting us.
You're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Okay, can we vote to kill Sayonji?
I respond better to praise, you know.
Can we just, like, put her up there and be like, alright,
But if the
it was
killer
her.
didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
That's what I have a
Byakuya
theory
was
on.
Probably killed under the table.
Not probably, we know he was. Don't even act.
You think he was killed under the table?
Duh. I understand that they probably wouldn't know that. We got all the
So
evidence,
Byakuya
right?
snuck under the table
We just have to
for
explain it to
reasons
them.
unknown, and that's when he was killed.
Correct.
Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
He went under there to try and, like, see what was happening, I believe.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
True, I only have a theory.
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
I kinda... Who are
The
you?
hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Right? Like,
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
that's my working theory, but, like, he was, like, prepped.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
Also, he was way too far
The
away.
reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
The reason Byakuya dove under the table is connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party. Oh, connect the Duralumin case. I think that's wrong.
Crap!
Everyone's staring at me. I made a fool of myself. Oh my god, I'm dying. Reason Byakuya. Why did he dive under the table? the knife?
I can prove it with this.
It was the knife?
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Oh, duh. I totally forgot about the knife under the table. He didn't take that with him. Duh. Okay, I told you guys, like, you know, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Ibuki, it didn't scream
Byakuya
that.
probably noticed the knife was hidden there.
Yeah, or he put it there himself.
So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
Correct. He wanted the defense. He wanted to protect everyone.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility.
Yeah, there's some things that don't connect though, like everything. I was like, why would he dive under the table? I thought it was like connected to why the party happened. But I guess that is because in the envelope...
How did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
No, he knew, he planted it. But yeah, that does make sense because he was paranoid that somebody would get killed, so he was probably trying to kill the killer, if anything.
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Yeah, he marked it.
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment.
Did he?
Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
Did he?
That's not possible.
Yeah, like,
You seem rather confident about that.
right?
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial.
Not at all. What? No, this is not how trials go in real life. During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. But from this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there are, there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at a time. Yep, I actually have to pay attention now. God, I hate that I'm recording this. I look stupid. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Yeah, like when I was like the Duralumin case, but no, that was next to him. I forgot about that. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail. Be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the R1 button. You can progress the argument slowly. Please use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press options, you can view the controls. I already said that. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so let's go through it one time without worrying about anything. Let's just see what they have to say. Knife, bloodstain, gaps, AC timer, night vision goggles. Okay, that's a lot. This is a crazy tutorial trial. Okay.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table. During the blackout.
Okay.
That sounds correct.
Alright.
If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham-Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
Sanji, shut up.
But it was super pitch black.
It was so dark I couldn't see my food.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Wrong.
I doubt he could have seen the killer.
Wrong-o. Wait, is this playing out much differently? I thought he... What happened? What actually happened? It's true, getting under the table during blackout would have been nearly impossible, but...
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table.
Boom.
During the blackout.
Check this out.
That sounds correct.
Correct.
If that's...
Correct. Ha, just shoot it.
During the blackout, Mr. Ham-Hands...
Alright, I'm gonna fast forward. We've already seen this.
But it was super pitch black. It was so
Yeah.
dark I couldn't see my food.
Yeah.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Wrong!
No, that's wrong.
You're dumb, Peko Yama. That one was much easier than the first one, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, no, it wasn't. That one was way easier. Sorry, I just talked over him. I just couldn't figure out how
Why do you say that?
to bullet switch.
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
True, but was he using those? We don't actually know. We just found him near them.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
I don't have proof of that, but I want to say yes.
Seems to be the case.
Yeah, that does seem like the most logical answer,
Your
but...
reasoning is out of focus.
Oh! What's happening?
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Mahiru!
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Huh? I was! Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? Yeah, honestly, I was. I did not expect that. Just between you and me, I was also surprised. Just kidding. I'm sorry. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you'll go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with the left stick. Based on the shape of their remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. God, I'm full of bad stuff today. And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew toward their advantage. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. That is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. Sorry, I was actually just reading that. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood towards the other party's advantage. Plus, it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the triangle button. So I have to aim like a cut through it and then press triangle. I think this was in the third game. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth blade, you'll not be able to cut an opponent's remark. What's a truth blade? I'm terribly sorry. It appears there's been a delay in contacting you. I'll make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. This mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? Why is that highlighted? If you press the options button, review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. This sounds hard. Okay, I think this wasn't the third one. Knife, Duralumin case, Irons in the storage room sounds really
You
important.
just use common sense.
Uh-huh.
The killer obviously
Oh,
used those
sorry.
night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
What's happening? I can't advance forward if I'm just listening. Just let my hearer say what she wants to say, and then find a point when I can argue. I cut you. I cut you. I cut you. I cut you. Shut up.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Oh, I just have to, like, cut her.
Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark.
Wait, what?
I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
No. I found a hole. I found it. I couldn't cut one of them because one of them was true.
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark.
Shut up.
I mean,
Shut
in
up.
reality, so those goggles were planned in advance.
Shut up.
The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to...
Yeah, you're wrong. That was very confusing to control, but it made sense once I was in it.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Exactly. Yeah, so I had to just, like, keep cutting her, like, her bull crap. And then hit her with a truth blade. I get it.
Definitely? But why?
I was very confused for the beginning. I was like, wait, what do you mean? She's not saying anything wrong yet.
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, he found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Correct. That is what those were for.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well.
Wait a minute. How did... Because it... That means he knew a blackout was going to happen, right? Like, I know he had them, but... The blackout would have happened... Then he would have had to open the Duralumin case and then take them out. I don't think there was enough time for that. Right? And how would he be able to see? Unless he did it in advance.
Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus,
What?
Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case,
Correct.
since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
He was the only one with it. The only other one was... Where was the only other one?
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Yeah, never fight me ever again.
Was that knife inside the case too?
Wrong.
If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
Wrong. I understand this is a tutorial trial, and I have to explain it to everybody, but I literally... No. That is wrong.
It would be weird.
I'm acting like I know how everything happened, but I really don't know the steps in which it happened. I just know, like, certain pieces of evidence. That they're just like, we don't know that.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
I don't even know what he was referring to. Like, what was he talking about? The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles, too. That's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. The tape. Tonight's main dish. No, the duct tape.
See,
Why is this little hair, like,
there was
thing?
duct tape left
just
under the table
blah, blah,
where the
blah.
body was found.
Yes.
Huh? Duct tape.
Correct.
They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Yes.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Yes.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
Okay, that's because of the envelope. I just realized something that Nekomaru said. He wouldn't be thorough enough to search the tables, and I was like, yes, he would be. He wasn't in charge of the tables. Nagito was.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now
Right?
you mention it. That applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well.
Right, everybody?
It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
I liked
He
it.
probably knew someone was planning to commit a murder.
Nagito, you were there with me.
Saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
He was. He was, in
Think
fact.
so too,
That's it.
right, Hajime?
Okay, you're just trying to have me do it, bro. That's right. Byakuya probably knew there was a... Oh! Who can read that fast? Where is it? The murder threat.
I can prove it with this.
I can prove it with facts and logic.
Everyone, Can you please take a look at this?
It's a note that I wrote. I mean, it's just in his handwriting. Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this? Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
You also just have to, like, trust us. Don't... Like, imagine if somebody called us out on that.
Looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
Right? What if I just, like, busted this out and I was like, yeah, I did it. I found it in his room. Definitely. This isn't planted.
So, who's the someone?
Exactly. Everybody write
Besides
these exact
Monokuma
words.
would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Right?
Wasn't me.
Monokuma doesn't lie during class trials, so...
Sure. The only lies I tell are friendly lies.
Those
What?
are still lies.
Can you both shut
Doesn't
up?
matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
Has to be.
Probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
Exactly.
What do you mean? By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
I agree, but that's such a dumb, stupid idea. Because then the person who wrote the letter would obviously be like, oh, Byakuya is planning to keep us all in one room tonight. Excellent, and then he would act on that,
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
right?
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk.
Yeah, it didn't actually matter if it was a prank or not, or if it was a lie. The fact is the letter got him moving.
Strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
Couldn't, because then the killer would
If
know.
we had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
Now I can tell you're a better main character than me.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
Sonia, your voice is so weird when I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I barely hear her talk.
I see. Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Not saying that mine's good. I'm just saying, like, I do it more often, so I'm more used to
Screw
it.
that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Definitely wasn't Akane. Akane's not capable of murdering anybody.
Well, obviously, the killer.
Killer. Was it? Is it really one of us? Who is it? Among Us. Who's the one who killed Byakuya? I couldn't even do that with a straight face.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
Did one of us kill Byakuya? I'm so confused. I really feel like none of us did
If
it.
they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
That's the most accurate statement you've ever said, Saionji. But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
Yes,
What is
yes,
it,
please.
Sonia?
Oh my god, shut up,
I regret that
Soda.
I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles.
Uh-huh.
If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
That's...
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles.
Wait, you're right.
But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
No, the killer definitely used a mark. Yeah, it was... Killer was able to get the knife from under the table into his hands. It was the glowing paint.
I see!
The glowing paint obviously did it, but...
What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark.
But he didn't use the knife. We're figuring this out in the wrong... We're taking two shallow steps here.
In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Right, but...
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
They must have set it
They had
up.
to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
Who did this? I'm less concerned about, like, the steps that we're taking here, because I do want to know, like, the step-by-step process. That's true, but some of these are a little, like, well, we know he wasn't killed by the knife. He was killed by the iron skewer, because of the autopsy. But we have to present that in trial, yada, 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 but
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
wrong. I mean, you could be right, but I'm guessing you're
That
wrong.
seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
Soda, shut up.
Means it was you, Peko Pekoyama.
Soda? No!
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
Buki, somebody died. We're at a trial. Jesus Christ, woman.
I'm not the killer.
Oh, I guess she's not.
Okay, that was funny.
How can you believe her so easily?
Soda, if I was in this class trial, I would annihilate you.
I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
With facts and logic, I would just shove them down his throat. It'd be crazy.
I don't care about a technicality like that.
Oh my god, shut up.
Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
No, wrong. Why are you doing this, Soda? By trimming the breaker directly from the office, Peko is the one who caused the blackout. Is that really what happened? No, not at all. After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-colored spots will be called agree spots. Choosing agree spots, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. Oh! When your truth bullets merge with their weakness, it will become a logically sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to agree or argue based on what's being debated. Oh, my brain, it's too small! If you press the options button, review the controls. Well then, good luck, and have fun. Uh-oh. Okay, this shouldn't be too hard, but I'm gonna need, like, a couple go-arounds. Oh, these are accounts. Okay. Okay. What happened?
Since Peko was in the office,
Yep.
she could have caused the blackout at any time.
I disagree.
That's impossible.
Uh-huh.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office.
Huh?
Not even before the blackout.
What?
What happened to your guard duty?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't in the office? That's clearly a desperate excuse.
Wait. Hold on. From listening to Peko's testimony, it's not weird to doubt her. I feel like I spoke to someone during the investigation who totally backs up her testimony. I did? Hold on, I have to review the thing, the e-handbook.
Peko was in the office.
I got it. I got it. I got
She
it.
could have caused the blackout at any time.
Wrong. This is weird, but I got it.
Impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
I got it.
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
Wow.
I agree with that.
Consent is important.
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
Shut up, you're the only simp here.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
Indeed. I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started.
So it's not what I thought it was.
And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Uh-huh.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
That's right.
I guess that would be true.
100%. That makes sense because of Mahiru's
Locked yourself
thing.
in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
Soda, you were literally about to put this woman in the chopping block and you were like, oh, you were taking a dump? Never mind. You totally sound like, screw you, man. I liked Soda. And then all of a sudden he's just like freaking out and like trying to get us killed.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
I would have said it.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
God.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
He's right, though. This is backing Mahiru. I get it, but he's right. This totally like saves her bacon too.
Sorry.
Don't apologize, man. Okay, apologize, like half apologize, but like
It's
it
fine.
protects her.
How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
But it like,
Don't worry.
Anyway.
The smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after.
Oh
so
my
you can trust me.
dude,
I said it's fine.
holy moly.
Still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time.
Yeah,
Food poisoning or something?
there's the thing that's
As
confusing
soon as I
me.
stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Uh-huh.
How did it feel to...
Oh
do
my god,
business in
no,
the dark?
no, shut up,
Get
shut up.
Excited.
What, no.
Seriously, stop it.
Okay, yeah, that's actually just gross.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Whoa,
Hey, what's the
Fuyuhiko.
deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
Okay, Mahir, like, I half agree with you, but also, like, we need to work together here.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
Dude, Gundam, nice.
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Oh?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
What? That's actually a genius idea.
That might have happened.
That's genius. Question is whether Peko Stomachache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome of the trial could change drastically. Wait, yeah, what is it? Uh-oh, hold on. Because I don't know necessarily. Knife, AC timer, night vision goggles, embarrassing pose, party dishes. Party dishes, it has to be. It has to be.
Did you eat anything weird?
I'm turning it on.
I don't remember
Party
eating
dishes.
anything weird.
Uh-huh,
Now that you mention it,
correct. We'll let it go through one
you
time,
brought
but
food to the office, right?
yeah.
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious.
I agree.
I wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
True. Hmm.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Laxatives.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, so I'm refuting that the laxatives were what caused it.
It's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall.
Okay, wait, actually how?
Because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food.
Oh,
Kane ate some of it too.
yes, that's true. I did think about that, because I was like, well, Akane didn't get sick.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
I don't know, she's kind of an animal.
Totally fine.
Okay.
Said that the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
Then who did it? So
Apologize
confused.
for causing a scene.
Okay.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
But he's getting the ball rolling.
Fuck did you say, bitch?
Oh my god, Fuyuhiko, calm down.
Cease this bickering.
I agree.
Let's just dismiss Peko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout. Yeah. We already know that you
Oh my
trashy
God.
skank. You don't have to tell us.
Okay, can you also?
Trashy skank?
Anyway, as long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. True, we haven't even like talked about like why that happened. And to make it clear how that blackout occurred. God, I love this. It's so like engaging. Some of the things are stupid, but I love like this, like how it's going. I love the gameplay,
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it?
right?
If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
All right, who cares?
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No, I don't think so.
They used a remote control?
Hold on. That's smart. That's brain.
Probably messed with the breaker.
Oh, these are all kind of like...
Breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Wait.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
Yes. Wait, Mahiru.
I bet it's really Monokuma's fault.
No.
By the way, I'm not a trashy skank.
Okay, Mikan, hold on. The killer tripped the circuit breaker. I'm pretty sure I already have that clue. I think so too.
The breaker, and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did
It's
they
irons in the
put a
storage
stone
room.
and hit it?
It has to be. I think they caused. I think I talked about it before. That was genius, but no.
Probably messed with the breaker.
Messed with is right, but it's not the
Does
breaker.
have to be the breaker.
Correct.
They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
It was not that.
Or maybe they caused a power
It's
surge?
this.
I agree with that.
I agree.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge.
Yeah, they did it all at once. They did the irons and then they turned on the AC.
Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
Right? Who is next to the AC in the picture? Nagito, every single thing is turned into you, man.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
But, like, I don't believe you did it. I don't believe you did it. I also don't believe Terror did it. Those were my 2 working suspects, in all actuality.
Right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
Correct. And the only reason I say that is because Nagito was the closest to where Byakuya died, but he would have to go underground, so it couldn't have been him. Wait. Peko admitted to being in the bathroom. Hold on, there's too many... I have too many, like, ideas. I'm doubting too many people. That's the whole point of this game. You can't doubt... Stop. You have to figure out what actually happened.
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
That's so huge brain, honestly.
Yeah. It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool!
What do you mean, man?
Hold on a second. Let me speak too.
I was taking a drink, man. What's going on? Yeah.
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout?
Mm-hmm.
That's inexcusable!
What? What's happening? What do you mean? Okay. Yeah.
The irons in the storage room caused
Go
the
away.
blackout.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the killer to turn the irons off, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? Then that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Wrong. People who were in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. Is that really it? Turning down the suspects like that is dangerous. I should address that first.
No, just because people were in the dining hall.
Oh, I just had to push him
doesn't mean
harder.
they're not a suspect.
Okay, I just had to push him harder.
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the
Wrong.
irons caused the blackout,
Uh-huh.
then the killer had to go to the storage room before that and turn
Uh-huh.
on the iron.
Wrong!
Now do you intend to take back what you said?
No! It's true that the irons are responsible for the blackout, but that shouldn't be the only reason.
The irons caused the blackout.
Allow me to cut through those words.
That took way too long. Okay.
The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger.
Correct. Okay. That took way longer than it should have. It's because you never know, like, which one's actually...
Direct trigger
Anyway.
was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
Air conditioners!
Like, once you get it, it makes so much sense. But when you're, like, you know, when you're in it,
The timers
it's
for
rough.
both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
Not that rough, but I don't know. I'm making excuses. I'm dumb.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham died around that time too.
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout. I see. I understand. Indubitably.
Why'd you argue so hard against it, man?
Indubitably?
Indeed.
Probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out. So once they set the air conditioners timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout. Indubitably.
Yep.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
What? She's allowed to say that word.
Energy usage. They probably asked Monokuma about it.
Can't tell if she was spelling it wrong, but she's allowed to use it.
Dun dun dun.
Hey, Monokuma.
Right? Such a hateful bear. You deserve to die 1,000 deaths.
Stop talking.
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Uh-huh.
Shut up!
You guys just stay quiet!
God, my hero, you just moved up like 3 rankings on the board of me liking characters.
Couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. Even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
We're forgetting that somebody had to kill Byakuya underneath the floorboards with the iron skewer. We're forgetting that. You were the only one, other than Fuyuhiko, who really wasn't around for that.
No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach.
Correct.
Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
But who really did it? My working theory is Pekko right
Sounds
now.
like you don't need to blame yourself.
Which, I feel really, really bad about that. But she's my working theory.
Even so, the killer is so
Not
spry.
100% though, just a
I'm
working theory.
starting to worry we may never actually find them.
Well then you're dead, Sayonji. You and everybody else in this room.
You don't have to worry, because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys.
Why'd you say that so like smugly? Like you're rubbing it in her face.
There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all. In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Yeah, wait.
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident. For
No.
now, we found out how the
No.
blackout occurred.
No.
But the question is, who caused it, right?
No. You were adamantly against it, and now all of a sudden you're for it. What happened when you went to your room? Did you accept that you have to kill someone?
Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners.
He's really into it, all of a sudden.
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building.
Why'd you say his name like that?
What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
Whoa.
You implying?
That any one of us could have done it?
After all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
You're right. As much as I hate to admit it, you're right.
Even though we have been arguing for so long?
Who cares? This is the point. Step by step. Don't give in.
Fortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
Oh, that's why you were so into it. Was you were like, look at all these things. Anyway, it doesn't mean anything.
You're changing your story again?
Yeah.
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others,
What?
isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
What?
Mean? Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
That's the opposite of hope. What?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Yeah, all of a sudden, dude.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you.
What is happening, dude? I liked you.
Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior.
I understand what you're saying. There's such a thing as being overly positive, Nagito.
Stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is.
In a way, you're right. We have a choice.
Can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
I don't want to do this either.
Shut up, Teru.
Me too. Please, take me home already.
I understand what he's doing.
I want to go home and eat candy.
Put her on the chopping block.
Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Everyone calm down.
Yeah, shut up.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
All right, here's the thing. We've known each other for a while, right? I'm not friends with Sayonji. I'm not friends with even Akane. I talked to her like one time. I'm not even friends with you, Nagito. This, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Exactly.
Who cares? Let's just give up already.
Shut up, Nagito. I'm way too into this now. Wait, I love the class trials. The class trials are the meat of this game.
No clues that lead to
The
the
meat.
killer anyway. Not a single one.
That's wrong.
Chiaki the Beast? Oh, my dog just climbed on me. She also thinks there's clues. What do you mean, Chiaki? Hit us with it. Hit us with our facts and logic.
Did you say something?
What?
We've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
You beast, Chiaki. Yeah.
You know who the killer is?
Let's find out.
I don't know, but we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
Really?
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Chiaki, you're a beast. What?
Didn't we already cover that? They use glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
Before. What's going on? She asking how the killer got close to that table? Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking about that too, because even if they had glowing paint, even if they had to obtain the knife but relying on the glow from the paint, in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark.
Let's try examining the situation. My hero's diagram.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
Yeah, no, this is actually huge, Mahiro. Okay. Right. Just like I thought, this diagram is the clue. Wait, why? This is the one thing I don't understand, like, entirely. Out of, like, the evidence, this is the one thing I don't understand. And everything else about this case. And I'm an idiot. Like, I'm trying to be smart. I'm trying my best. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. It's clearly shown in this diagram. No. No. Wait, I think I get it. First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. Killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. That's why that was important. Here. Yeah. It's the wire.
Desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
And the one who was closest was Nagito. But no, that can't be right. He couldn't have murdered him. It was underneath the floor.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
No, I think I know how this is going now. Like, I've had a lot of theories, but hear me out. Hear me out for my 11 billionth theory.
There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
Nagito was planning on killing one of us. And he couldn't. Byakuya stopped him. But there was somebody else underneath the floor who killed Byakuya. Nagito was going to kill us, but it didn't work out. Somebody else did it, but who? But I think Nagito did try and kill us. I'm 90% convinced at this point. Okay, maybe like 75, but the killer used the power cord. Yeah.
Prove it with this.
Sorry, I'm into it and I'm talking a lot.
The desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Right. The only thing that could ruin this is another sword truth section.
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right?
They could have. They could have dragged themselves to it, felt the table, went underneath it, saw the light from the knife.
By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table and use the glowing paint to find the knife.
Yeah.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
The only person here who could have possibly done it. Yeah.
You're the only one!
Oh my god, no!
Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
My man! You are my friend.
Me?
And, I mean, I get that that's probably like the stereotype that they were going for was like, oh, it's your friend and he betrayed you and the nice guy all along is the evil guy, right? He's been saying some weird things about like surviving and hope and like all this. But like, no, dude.
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
That's true. And also, like, no. He had the most reasonable response for, like, leaving and going back to his cottage.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
And all of a sudden you're freaking out about it, man. What, is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
Still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
Oh my god, Chucky. Your brain is so massive. You're right, because he was the one cleaning. I guess the chance to hide under the table was while he was cleaning.
I see.
Yes. No.
Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning?
Oh.
So, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
You would have been the only one to do it.
That's... If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it.
And you said you never went to the storage room, and when we were in there, you told me to get out.
Seriously? That's all just a coincidence.
You built up my trust on purpose. I don't think you killed Byakuya, but...
It was just one coincidence. It'd be fine. But when it's one right after another, I wonder, is something like that even possible?
Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning done on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. You're right. He drew the short stick. He was the one who set up the short stick
Now that
thing.
you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
This is why I love this game so much. It's because it points out stuff you don't think about. There's super obvious stuff, like the tape. Oh, it's green. I wonder if you could have seen it. The night vision goggles. I wonder who wore them. Blah. And, you know, like all this stuff that's super obvious. But then there's this stuff. To be honest, I already prepared a drawing because I assumed something like this would happen. You knew. To go through the trouble of preparing this, just what did you think would happen? I even said that. Whoever draws the chopstick with the red mark on it will be in charge of cleaning, okay? And then I'll get to murder. Does that sound fair? Come on, let me murder.
The drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it?
This is all kind of, you know, assuming, but defend it, Nagito.
I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
Super suspicious because you wanted to. You just didn't get the chance.
That strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
To make us give up.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you motherfucker?
Tell him, Fuyuhiko.
Just admit it already!
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either.
Yeah, you're my friend, man. Like, you were the only one who hung out with
We
me.
investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya.
He didn't, though.
Nagito, say something.
I'm about to force choke you. Anime characters before they go insane. Uh-oh.